took a good amount of attempts. 573. Insane Demon. Correct here. Okay, Xerity and Embed beat this. I wasn't sure if I'd be first or not, but yeah, no, this is a cool level. I'll start off by just talking about the lack of uploads recently. I had to spend, my semester just ended at school, and I had procrastinated on a lot of work, and I just needed to focus on specifically getting that done. So I, didn't play GD for a few weeks. I specifically just focused on getting my schoolwork done, and that involved, skipping uploading, just so that I was less distracted and that I had more time to focus on my schoolwork. But my semester's over now, so daily uploads will be resuming as regular. I just figured I should mention that. Now, as far as the level is concerned, I think it's really cool. It's very inspired by Vismuth, and I think that Tuna is great at taking inspiration from cool sources that are not, necessarily the most common. You don't see a lot of, Vismuth, Majako inspiration in the modern day, and I think that for a 1.8 style level, this level is really cool. I think it's very well structured. There's fantastic usage of symmetry and repetition. I think that in general, Tuna's a fantastic structurer, and that really does show in this level. I think the color work is also very, very well done for 1.8 style. It does have some 1.9 elements, or it has a custom song. It has a wave part at the end, and there's the troll at the 99. But it might break the rules a bit. But I think that for the sort of time, for the update constraints that it was using, I think that this level does a really great job of standing out, and does a fantastic job at just creating a really cool scene. I don't know who Path to Exile is. I would assume it's an alt, but that part at the end is also doesn't really lose step in terms of the structural coolness, and I really like the one idea of having that one 5-point star in the middle of the dual mini wave. It does it's not symmetrical, so it is a bit tight, but I think it's a cool idea. I think there's just a lot of cool ideas here expressed in an editor update that you don't really see a lot. And while I do think the gameplay is definitely clunky in certain parts, didn't particularly affect my enjoyment of the level. I still had a good time with this. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this to the average person because, there's a lot of, sort of stranger inputs. There's choke points here and there. There's some tight gaps. And, I feel like if you're not well experienced with Insane Demons, this probably isn't the level that you're going to enjoy. Unless you're an old level connoisseur. And at that point, I would say to try this out. But it has a lot of quirks, not in the way that I think it should be updated and patched. I think it's totally fine for the style of level that this is. I don't personally see any issues there, as far as it not fitting. But the gameplay is kind of choke pointy and kind of awkward in certain bits. But I do quite like this level. I would personally send it for a feature. I'd more expect it to get star rated in game because generally old levels aren't given features that often, old style levels, but I still do think this is a very solid level, and I would definitely recommend it to those who enjoy old levels or are just looking for a cool older unrated Insane Demon to play. I guess older style, but GG's.